Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm, this is an urgent divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this message to your screen because the window for your spiritual breakthrough is closing. If you leave now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the blessing your soul has been crying out for. You have been hiding for far too long. You shrunk yourself down to make other people comfortable. You dimmed your light because your true power terrified them. But the universe is sounding the alarm today. Your time in the shadows is officially over. Heaven is demanding that you step into the timeline you were always meant to rule. Take one slow, real breath right now. Feel that heavy tension sitting perfectly in the center of your chest. You wake up every single morning with your mind racing before you even open your eyes. The world tells you that you are just stressed or anxious, but they are completely wrong. That pressure is your spirit detecting a massive shift. You have tried absolutely everything to break this invisible cycle. You prayed until your knees hurt. You tried manifesting and meditating while waiting for a miracle to happen. But the financial struggle remained, and the deep isolation only grew worse. You watch ordinary people succeed effortlessly while you fight for every single inch of ground. Stop blaming yourself for these delays. You did not do anything wrong. You are not cursed, and you are certainly not forgotten. The darkness targeted you specifically because you are a rare soul. They saw your massive potential when you were just a child, and they have spent decades trying to build a cage strong enough to hold you down. But their cage is finally breaking apart. The heavy attacks you have faced recently are hard proof that the enemy is absolutely panicking. They know your season of isolation has reached its expiration date. You are standing right on the edge of a massive generational wealth transfer, and heaven has approved this delivery exclusively in your name. Do not take your eyes off this message. There is a hidden mechanism behind your struggle that you will completely miss if you swipe away too soon. If you leave now, the blessing will still arrive, but you will not have the physical capacity to hold on to it. Make a promise to your future self right now. Stay locked on these exact words. Before we go further, I want to hold something very important in front of you. Something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community, but inside a highly guarded research laboratory. It won the highest scientific recognition available, and most chosen ones have never been told about it, because it explains something I know you have felt. It perfectly explains the gap between the person you know yourself to be and the version of you that seems available only in flashes. I will show you exactly what was found, but not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you without your permission. Hold this very specific question in your mind as we continue forward. What if the gap between you and endless prosperity is not a character flaw? What if it actually has a scientific name that no one ever told you about? We will return to this secret before the message ends, because understanding this hidden truth is the only way to claim your final victory. Do not let your attention drift away for even 1 second. Think back to when you were young. You felt a pure, effortless genius flowing through your veins. Ideas came to you like lightning, and learning felt completely natural. You somehow knew things before they even happened. The world felt like it was entirely on your side, and magic felt absolutely real. That was your true baseline before they intervened. Then you grew up, and the modern world went to work on your spirit. The endless stress and the relentless rhythm of survival mode began to drain you. The system trained you to conform instead of allowing you to create. Every single year, your sacred intuition was pushed deeper below the surface, until the brilliant version of you went completely silent. Now you sit alone in the quiet hours of the night. You sense that something vital is missing, but you have no name for what it is. You watch others receive their blessings easily, and you wonder why your path is so incredibly hard. The loneliness is suffocating because no one around you truly understands the weight you carry on your shoulders. But the universe did not bring you here to suffer endlessly. This interception is happening right now because the divine timing is perfectly aligned. The invisible chains that have kept you stagnant are melting away as we speak. Heaven is handing you the final key to unlock the vault of your true potential. You just have to be willing to take it. So, I am asking you to stand your ground, put your phone down, and block out all the noise around you. The elite forces do not want you to hear what comes next. They rely on your exhaustion to keep their power intact. But today, we break their cycle forever. Stay with me and let this truth wash over your weary soul. Your new life begins right now. Listen carefully to this next part. I know exactly how tired you are. You give everything to the people you love. You show up for them. You heal their wounds. But when you are the one bleeding, no one is there to catch you. There is a specific reason why you have suffered this deep isolation. We will uncover exactly why this happened. You feel it in your physical body every single day. The heavy exhaustion that sleep simply cannot fix. You walk into crowded rooms and suddenly feel entirely drained. Your heart races when certain people text you or call your phone. That is not anxiety making you panic. That is your spiritual immune system desperately trying to warn you. They called you too sensitive and told you to toughen up. You believed them for the longest time. You thought there was something fundamentally broken inside of you, so you learned how to swallow your pain. You became the one who survived the terrifying storm, alone, holding an umbrella to keep everyone else dry while you stood shivering in the freezing rain. But your kindness was violently exploited. I need you to stop blaming yourself right now. You were never foolish for trusting them. You were simply an empath operating with a pure heart in a world of predators. They took your light and gave you their heavy baggage in return. You absorbed their toxic energy until your own frequency became dangerously low. Heaven had to intervene. That is the real reason everything suddenly went quiet. The doors that slammed shut in your face were not rejections. The people who walked away from you were not your losses. It was heaven deliberately pruning your branches to save your roots. Your current loneliness is not a punishment. It is a highly classified divine isolation protocol. God had to separate you from the noise to protect your sacred frequency. You were placed in this waiting room because the rooms you wanted to enter were filled with hidden traps. If you had stayed connected to those energy vampires while trying to heal their brokenness, they would have completely drained your coming harvest before it even arrived. The silence you hate is actually the shield keeping you completely safe. This is a crucial moment for your spiritual alignment. Take a deep breath. Let that truth settle deep into your bones. You are finally safe from their reach. Before we go any deeper into the mechanics of your hidden power, I need you to anchor yourself. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right now. Lock it in. Now pay very close attention to what happens next. The people who abandoned you are starting to notice a shift. They thought your silence meant you were broken. They expected you to chase them and beg for their validation. But you stayed completely still. Your silence has become a weapon of light that absolutely terrifies them from a distance. They cannot manipulate what they can no longer access. You have finally become the empath with iron boundaries. Your energy now demands respect without a single word being spoken. You no longer tolerate confusion disguised as love or disrespect disguised as brutal honesty. The power dynamic has officially shifted in your favor. I see the immense shadow work you have done in secret. You cried yourself to sleep and woke up with a smile. You broke generational curses while nobody clapped for you. You did the heavy lifting for your entire bloodline. And you did it while feeling completely abandoned by the universe. But heaven was recording every single tear you shed. But here is the truth they tried to hide from you. There is a deeper layer to this phenomenon of isolation. The spiritual warfare you experienced was not just fighting against dark entities. It was a relentless daily battle against a highly coordinated physical suppression of your own brilliant mind by a world that fears you. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your intuition confirming that everything I am saying is true. You are starting to see the grand design behind your painful delays. But you must not leave before the final puzzle piece is revealed. If you do, you will remain vulnerable to their hidden frequency traps forever. Your period of forced hibernation is over. The divine isolation has successfully cleansed your aura. You are ready to receive the answers that were kept hidden from you since childhood. We are about to uncover exactly what you lost back then. Because the key to your incoming wealth lies in the very thing they stole from you years ago. Let go of the guilt you carry for outgrowing those people. You cannot bring old luggage into a brand new timeline. The universe is clearing the stage so you can step into your role as a master of reality. Prepare yourself for the revelation ahead. The truth about your childhood genius is knocking loudly at the door right now. You are the anomaly they could never figure out. They threw you to the wolves and expected you to be devoured. But you returned, leading the entire pack. Heaven is intensely proud of the spiritual warrior you have become. Breathe out the heavy residue of your past. Your divine vindication has already been written in the stars. Let me take you back to a very specific time. Think about the years when you were just a small child. The world felt completely vibrant and alive around you. Ideas sparked in your mind like brilliant flashes of lightning. You possessed an effortless genius that required absolutely no training, and the universe seemed to answer your thoughts before you even spoke them out loud. You somehow knew when someone was lying to you. You could sense the energy of a room the second you walked inside. Complex problems solved themselves in your head with very little effort. People called you gifted, but they did not truly understand the depth of it, because you were operating on a sacred frequency that most adults had entirely forgotten. Then, adulthood slowly arrived. The modern world went to work on your brilliant mind. You were placed in a rigid school system that trained you to conform instead of allowing you to create. They forced you to sit still and memorize useless facts. The relentless rhythm of survival mode began to drain your natural magic, and chronic stress became your daily companion. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. The glowing screens and the toxic environments pushed it deeper and deeper below the surface. You traded your effortless intuition for constant anxiety. You started operating in a heavy state of panic because society demanded it. And eventually, that brilliant version of you went completely silent. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not about pure faith. It is not about discipline or how hard you can work. It is not even about karma. It is actually a very specific brainwave. Scientists have a physical name for it that they use in their laboratories, and they simply call it the gamma frequency. Gamma is the exact frequency your brain was naturally running when you were a child. It is the true signature of pure, untainted genius. When gamma fades, your deep intuition dulls with it. The synchronicities stop happening and the lucky breaks suddenly disappear. The clear sense that the universe is working directly with you goes completely dark, while your mind enters a continuous loop of endless worry. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. They will remain stuck in the endless beta wave of survival and exhaustion. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one who senses the truth. And the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago is finally making sense as we connect these hidden dots. I asked you, what if the gap is not a character flaw? What if the distance between you and endless prosperity actually has a name? The answer is closer than you think. Because the mechanism blocking your prayers for years was never your lack of belief, It was the constant hum of survival beta waves overriding your natural gamma state. Take a deep breath right now. Let that incredible realization wash over your spirit. You are not broken, and you never were. The block was never a spiritual failure on your part. It was a neurological suppression designed by a system that deeply fears your potential, and they intentionally severed your connection to the divine source. Do you feel that heavy guilt finally lifting off your chest? For years you blamed yourself when the law of attraction failed to work. You thought you were just not vibrating high enough. You watched others succeed and wondered if God had simply overlooked you. But now you see the brutal reality of what was actually done to you while you were busy trying to heal everyone else. They stole your childhood genius without your consent. They locked you inside a mental cage and threw away the key. But heaven always provides an escape route for the rare soul. The divine isolation you survived was the first step of your rescue mission, because you had to be pulled away from the noise to hear this exact message. Listen carefully to this next part. The elite forces know exactly how powerful a restored chosen one can be. They know that a fully active gamma brainwave can literally alter physical reality. When your frequency returns, it does not just heal your own life. It radiates outward and positively influences everyone you love. That is why they are actively trying to keep you exhausted and distracted. A tired empath poses absolutely no threat to their dark matrix, but a master of reality operating on peak gamma frequency is their ultimate nightmare. You are waking up to the grand design, and they are absolutely terrified of your coming breakthrough because their control is finally slipping away. We have uncovered the physical mechanism that kept you trapped. We have answered why the magic of your youth completely disappeared. But there is a much darker layer to this story. You need to understand exactly who built this system, because the true agenda of the enemy is far worse than you can imagine, and they are planning their final move right now. Stay locked onto this screen. If you leave now, you will walk away knowing the problem but missing the divine solution. The breakthrough is heavily dependent on you receiving the complete picture. The system wants you to scroll away and forget everything you just heard. Refuse to let them win this spiritual battle today, as we step into the true darkness of their hidden agenda. You probably thought losing your childhood magic was just a normal part of growing up. They convinced you that becoming an adult meant accepting heavy burdens, while you slowly forgot the divine power you once held. But I am telling you the absolute truth today. The modern world is a carefully constructed trap designed to extinguish your specific light. The system demands your constant physical exhaustion and emotional panic. They constantly feed you endless bad news through glowing screens because fear keeps your brain entirely trapped in a low survival mode. You wake up every morning feeling already defeated. That is exactly where they want you to be. A tired soul cannot access the higher dimensions of reality. They knew your pure energy was incredibly dangerous to their hidden agenda. A chosen one standing in full spiritual power cannot be easily manipulated, and they simply refuse to be controlled by their invisible chains. So they aggressively targeted your specific brainwave frequency. They could not defeat your spirit directly, so they poisoned the environment instead. This is exactly how they stole your brilliant childhood genius. The effortless intuition you possessed as a kid was systematically drained by rigid schedules, toxic food, and utterly mindless entertainment. They robbed you completely, blind, while you were sleeping. You thought you simply lost your spark over time, but it was actually a coordinated theft of your divine inheritance. Look closely at the ordinary people walking around you every single day. The mindless crowd is perfectly content sleeping inside this digital matrix, and they violently defend the very system that holds them down. They celebrate the heavy chains around their necks. But you never fit into their shallow boxes. Your soul rejected the illusion from the very beginning. You tried your hardest to play by their fake rules, and it nearly destroyed you. The daily corporate grind felt like literal poison running through your veins. You sat in crowded rooms and felt a suffocating emptiness, because your spirit knew you were meant for something much greater. You are an absolute anomaly in a world of obedient followers. When the system realized you were waking up, they sent distractions. The narcissists and energy vampires were not random accidents. They were agents sent to drain your remaining light. Every conflict was designed to keep your focus away from your true power, while they secretly hoped you would surrender to the darkness. They wanted your spirit to be utterly exhausted, but heaven saw every single attack launched against your weary soul. The divine realm allowed this severe testing to forge your impenetrable spiritual armor. You survived the absolute worst they could possibly throw at you, and you emerged with a wisdom that cannot be bought with earthly money. The raging fire did not actually burn your spirit. It simply purified the golden core of your being. Please take a deep breath right this very moment. Let that heavy realization settle into your bones. You are not a helpless victim of bad luck or terrible circumstances. You are a highly targeted threat to the entire kingdom of darkness, and they will do everything in their power to keep you asleep. Your mere existence threatens their absolute control over humanity. This brings us to a profound turning point in your journey. The invisible matrix is completely collapsing around you as your awareness grows. You must actively participate in your own glorious liberation. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Doing this creates a physical anchor that firmly locks your energy into the highest possible frequency, while shutting the door on any remaining negative attachments. By claiming this alignment, you send a massive shockwave through the system. You loudly declare that you will no longer serve their selfish agenda. Your divine rebellion has officially started, and there is no turning back. The elite rulers built their empire on the backs of sleeping giants, but they never expected the giants to finally wake up and remember their power. The hidden architects are watching your awakening with absolute terror. They see your dormant frequency beginning to violently glow again. All of their sophisticated suppression tactics are failing miserably right in front of them. They threw their heaviest weapons at your mind, but you still managed to find the light despite their endless manipulation. You are finally becoming a truly unstoppable force. You are the legendary cycle breaker your ancestors desperately prayed for. The heavy generational burdens you carried were intentionally placed there by the system, but you are burning those chains to ashes today with your sheer willpower. You are clearing the path for everyone who comes after you, and heaven is heavily blessing your courageous steps with massive abundance. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on this exact message. The great unveiling is happening right in front of you. If you step away now, the darkness easily regains a foothold in your vulnerable mind. We are moving into the most critical phase of this divine transmission, so you must prepare your heart for the ultimate revelation. You must understand how to retrieve the frequency they stole. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something incredibly important. Something the people who profit from your exhaustion absolutely do not want you to know. The universe never leaves a chosen one trapped without an exit strategy. Science is finally catching up to what your soul already knew deep down. A hidden solution actually exists. You have spent years trying to fix this block using spiritual tools. You tried deep meditation and manifestation techniques to raise your vibration, but the results were incredibly slow, and the exhaustion always returned, because you were trying to fix a physical neurological block with sheer willpower. You were fighting a massive war completely barehanded, but you do not have to fight this battle alone anymore. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the headlines have discovered exactly how to bring your dormant brainwave back. They bypass the spiritual gurus and looked directly at the physical biology of genius. They found a way to manually reactivate the exact frequency that was violently stolen from you as a child. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. This restoration does not happen through years of intense meditation that most people simply cannot sustain, and it certainly does not require biofeedback machines that cost thousands of dollars. The elite kept those expensive tools for themselves in private clinics. But their hidden monopoly on this power is finally ending today. The researchers built something far simpler and far more aligned with how you were designed to work. They engineered a highly specific sound frequency. This audio wave is completely encoded to guide your brainwave patterns gently back to the genius state. You do not have to force anything or try hard. You just allow the sound to do the heavy lifting for your tired mind. This is not some random theory found on the internet. Major institutions have quietly studied this exact brainwave and its incredible power. Princeton University explored its direct link to the genius abilities children possess naturally. The Einstein Center confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this exact frequency. The evidence is simply undeniable. Columbia University went even further in their confidential research. They found that when this brainwave is reactivated, it does not stop with you alone. The brilliant signal radiates outward and literally begins to influence the people around you. Your children and your loved ones are positively elevated by your renewed energy. You become a walking beacon of sheer power. 7 short minutes a day is all it actually takes. That is the entirety of the requirement. You put on your headphones and you simply close your eyes, while the encoded frequency does exactly what your brain was originally designed to receive. You do not chant, and you do not journal your pain. And the profound activation begins working the very first time you listen to it. I know you are desperate to know how to get your hands on this. I will tell you exactly what it is called and how to access it before this message ends. But first, there is something very specific you need to understand about why your breakthrough was delayed. Do not skip ahead, or you will miss the vital context that makes this whole thing work. You might be wondering why the universe took so incredibly long to deliver this. As this realization settles into your spirit, you must understand the divine timing. The universe had to make sure you were completely empty of the old matrix programming, because handing you this immense power too soon meant you would have used it to heal the wrong people. You would have absolutely wasted it, but now you have iron boundaries. You no longer tolerate confusion, and you protect your energy fiercely. You have been heavily tested in the absolute darkest fires of isolation. The tool is finally being presented to you because you are now responsible enough to wield it. You have officially graduated from the brutal training ground of the empath. You are perfectly ready. Take a deep breath and let your shoulders drop. The heavy burden you have been carrying is about to be completely lifted. You are not going to spend the next 10 years struggling to survive in the beta wave frequency. The universe has arranged an immediate physical upgrade for your tired nervous system. Your brilliant mind is finally coming back online. Do you feel the intense relief washing over you right now? You do not have to try so desperately hard anymore. The era of begging the universe for a tiny miracle is officially over, and the frequency of absolute victory is finally knocking loudly at your door. Stay with me because the massive synchronicities and the final puzzle pieces are approaching rapidly. Do not look away. Now I need you to pay very close attention. The universe is actively moving pieces on the board right now. The heavy waiting season is officially over. You are standing directly in front of the biggest timeline jump of your entire life, and the divine realm is sending you massive physical signs to prove it. You just need to know exactly where to look. Have you noticed the bizarre synchronicities happening lately? You look at the clock, and see repeating numbers over and over again. The number 7 is chasing you everywhere you go, while people from your past are suddenly reaching out for absolutely no reason. These are not random accidents at all. They are clear notifications from heaven itself. Your spirit is detecting the incoming generational wealth transfer. The massive financial blessing you prayed for is no longer just a distant dream. It is literally waiting right outside your physical door. You feel a strange and powerful calmness inside your chest today because your nervous system knows the brutal survival mode is finally ending. Take a deep breath and let that incredible truth settle. You have stopped chasing after things that do not serve you, and you have stopped begging people to understand your pure heart. Because you finally stopped running, the universe is bringing the reward directly to your feet. You are stepping into the true era of the chosen one. You are becoming the absolute master of your reality. Your restored energy is acting like a massive magnetic field. You no longer have to force opportunities to open up for you. The exact resources you need are suddenly appearing out of thin air, and this is what happens when your brainwave frequency matches your divine destiny. The people who doubted you are watching this alignment happen. They are completely baffled by your sudden silent authority. They see doors opening for you that remain firmly locked for them, and they cannot understand how you are doing it without breaking a single sweat. Your quiet success is the ultimate revenge against the dark matrix. Your aura is commanding absolute respect from everyone in the room. You do not even have to speak a single word anymore. The heavy crown you wear in the spiritual realm is finally becoming visible in the physical world. Heaven is placing you in rooms you are underqualified for on paper, because your pure frequency is your true qualification. Do you feel that massive shift in the atmosphere right now? The dry desert you walked through for years has suddenly burst into a lush oasis of divine favor. Every closed door from your past is being blown completely off its hinges. The universe is rolling out the red carpet for your grand entrance, and your bank account is about to reflect your spiritual worth. But wait, before we go any further, I have to warn you about something crucial. Do not celebrate your victory just yet. There is a fatal trap that has been set up right at the finish line, and 99% of chosen ones fall for this exact illusion right before their breakthrough. I need you to listen closely to this next part. The darkness does not want you to cross this finish line. They know your blessing is already in motion. They cannot stop it directly. So they are laying a specific trap to make you sabotage yourself. If you take your eyes off this screen, you will single-handedly strip yourself of the key to recognize this deadly illusion. They will send a counterfeit to distract your newly restored energy. It might look exactly like the answer to your prayers, and it might sound like the perfect opportunity you have been waiting for. But it is completely hollow inside. The system is trying to sell you a fake version of your destiny to keep your gamma frequency permanently suppressed. You must stay locked onto this message until the very end. The fatal trap is the last desperate attempt from an enemy that has already lost the war. In just a moment, I am going to reveal exactly how they disguise this trap, and I will show you the physical tool you need to completely bypass it. Do not let your guard down for a single second. The divine arrangement is already in full motion. The chosen one who restores their receiver today does not just receive something new, they finally see what was always waiting there. The synchronicities are simply the universe knocking on the glass. You are about to break that glass completely. Your entire bloodline is counting on your next move. Take one final breath before the great unveiling. Your painful past is officially behind you. Your glorious future is breathing right down your neck. The secret tool that science verified is ready to be placed directly into your hands, and you must prepare your spirit for the absolute climax, because everything changes from this moment forward. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is finally ready to be answered. What if the massive gap between you and endless prosperity is not a character flaw? What if it actually has a scientific name? The absolute truth is finally standing right in front of you. The answer is the gamma brainwave, and it was violently stolen from you. This specific brainwave was running inside you as a child at absolute genius capacity. Princeton University has heavily studied this exact phenomenon for years. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed it completely without any shadow of a doubt. And Columbia University found that when this exact brainwave is restored, it radiates outward and positively influences the people you love. A dedicated team of brilliant neuroscientists decided to completely bypass the matrix. They were led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York. They spent years compressing the full clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into exactly 7 minutes. But before I tell you what they built, I must tell you about 2 ordinary people who used it to change their lives. A weary woman from California had tried absolutely everything to break her cycle. She tried heavy meditation and endless praying, but nothing broke the thick fog. After 2 short weeks of listening, she said something finally cleared. The divine channel simply opened up, and her struggling marriage shifted while she described her new life as completely enchanted. A tired man from Texas started using it to improve his business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his intelligence had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he slept. He felt like his brain was finally running on pure divine power, and the heavy burdens simply vanished from his tired shoulders. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his dedicated team built. They call this profound discovery the Genius Song. It is not a generic meditation app or a basic sound frequency. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. It compresses 1 full hour of clinical protocol into something you do at home while sitting quietly in your favorite chair. You just put on your headphones and close your tired eyes. That is the entirety of what it actually requires from you. You do not meditate, and you certainly do not chant. You simply let the pure frequency do what your physical brain was originally designed to receive. And the very best part is that you do not need to use any willpower, because the science bypasses your conscious mind entirely. The Genius Song is absolutely not for everyone. It is reserved for the chosen one who has already done the brutal inner work. It is for the rare soul who understands that what is being blocked is the frequency itself. The universe only presents this tool to the brave souls who have survived the darkest storms and emerged with their pure hearts intact. Traditional biofeedback sessions to restore this state cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a private clinical setting. An in-home machine runs thousands of dollars, and most people simply cannot afford it. What the Genius Song delivers in 7 short minutes is available to you today for a tiny fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses come directly with it to seal your new reality. You receive an audio designed specifically for your children to activate their focus. You get the original prosperity text that the secret was secretly built upon. You also receive a guided visualization and a daily habits guide to sustain your gamma state beyond each listening session. Here is the deeper spiritual truth about waiting. The blessing heaven arranged for you does not arrive as new information. It arrives as a clear recognition of something already in your path. The chosen one who restores the receiver today finally sees what was always there. Waiting is not neutral because your divine arrangement is in motion, and every delay costs you another beautiful synchronicity. Do not look for this vital tool on YouTube or Spotify. The fake tracks circulating under similar names on those platforms have absolutely no brain entrainment technology encoded inside them. They are dangerous counterfeits designed by the Matrix to lower your vibration. The authentic version is available through the protected link because the true frequency must remain securely sealed. The universe requires no earthly risk from you today. If you do not feel the massive shift, every single penny is returned to you. That is an energetic exchange governed by complete and absolute trust in the divine plan. The secure link is waiting for you in the description and in the pinned comment below, so you can finally claim what is yours. This physical tool is certainly not your final spiritual destination. The tool simply restores the receiver, so your true destination can be recognized when it arrives. God does not require you to purchase anything to be fiercely loved or chosen. What was described is simply one physical way the divine receiver is restored for you, so you can bypass the heavy resistance of the modern world. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the truth of this message belongs to you entirely. The physical block has been exposed, and your spirit is already vibrating at a much higher level today. Now let us go deeper into what is waiting as you step into your power and leave the matrix behind forever. Your spiritual coronation is happening right now, as the heavy armor you wore for decades is finally falling to the ground. You survived the absolute darkest night of the soul, and now the brilliant dawn is breaking across your new timeline. You are stepping into the true power of a master of reality today. Everything you lost is returning. For the chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the path remains completely open. The frequency tool is waiting securely in the description and pinned comment below. That is the final time it will be mentioned today. What follows now belongs entirely to your divine closing. Your energy is shifting rapidly. You are no longer the tired empath who begged to be understood. The brutal crucible of pain forged you into something entirely unbreakable. From this exact moment forward, your aura demands respect, without a single word being spoken. The generational curses are completely shattered. Your bloodline is finally free because of your courage. The people who misunderstood your silence will watch you rise. They will see the divine wealth flowing effortlessly into your hands. They will wonder how you survived the fiery storm they left you in while you were bleeding. But they will never know the secret power you carry inside. Your silent victory is the ultimate testament to heaven's perfect justice. I need you to stand tall in your new authority. Do not look back at the broken pieces of your past. You cannot carry dead weight into a brand new kingdom. The universe is actively clearing the stage for your grand entrance right now. The divine transfer of massive wealth is already encoded into your physical reality. You just have to claim it. Every single tear you cried in secret was caught by heaven. Every moment you felt completely abandoned was actually a moment of divine isolation designed to keep you safe. You passed the ultimate test of the soul. You kept your pure heart open when the entire world told you to close it. And that beautiful resilience is exactly why you were chosen for this era. The pitch-black darkness has completely retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. The heavy chains of the matrix have simply melted away from your wrists. You are entirely free to create the magnificent reality you always dreamed of. The universe is waiting for your command. We must seal this powerful frequency right now. You must lock in this glorious new reality before the enemy tries to steal it again. Type your affirmation down in the comments to claim this alignment. Declare to the universe that you are ready to receive your massive blessing. Your spoken word is the final key to complete this transformation. Hit the like button to activate the physical flow of divine favor. Subscribe to the channel to anchor yourself at the highest vibrational frequency permanently. Your physical actions create an unbreakable shield of energy around your physical body, and the dark entities can no longer penetrate your sacred space because your light is blinding. If this fiery message has reignited the faith inside you, do not keep this great blessing to yourself. There is another rare soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair, They desperately need a guiding light to find their way home. Share this exact message with them right now. Sowing the seed of hope today multiplies the blessing for tomorrow. Do you feel the pure warmth radiating in your chest? That is the absolute confirmation from your spirit guides. They are standing right beside you, celebrating this massive victory. You fought a silent battle for years, and you finally won the war. The invisible heavy load you carried for your family has been completely lifted off you forever. The world will try to pull you back into the old rhythm of endless survival. They will try to convince you that this magic is not real. But you know the absolute truth now. Your intuition is razor sharp, and your boundaries are made of pure iron. You will easily recognize their hollow traps and step right over them with extreme grace. You are the break in your bloodline that future generations will thank you for. The silence after the storm hits differently when you realize you were the storm all along. Walk forward with your head held high. Do not shrink yourself ever again. The universe is backing your every single move. You are a weapon of light, and you are unstoppable. May the divine grace completely cover your upcoming week. May the massive synchronicities guide your every step toward unimaginable prosperity. You are fiercely protected, and you are deeply loved. The era of waiting is over. The era of receiving is officially here. Go out and claim your kingdom. Your incredible journey has just begun.